Proverbs chapter 27.
Verse number 1 says, Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Verse 2, Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips. Verse 3 says, Stone is heavy, and the sand weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Verse 4, Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? Verse 5, Open rebuke is better than secret love. Verse number 6, Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Verse 7, The full soul loatheth the honeycomb, but to the hungry soul every bitter thing is sweet. Verse 8, As a bird that wandereth from her nest, so is a man that wandereth from his place. Verse 9, Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so doth the sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. Verse number 10, Thine own friend, thy father's friend forsake not, neither go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity. For better is a neighbor that is near than a brother far off. Verse 11 says, My son, be wise and make my heart glad, that I may answer him that reproacheth me. Verse 12, A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Verse 13, Take his garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. Verse 14, He that blesseth his friend with a loud voice, rising early in the morning, it shall be counted a curse to him. Verse 15, A continual dropping, a very raining day, and a contentious woman are alike. Verse 16, Whosoever hideth her hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand which bewrayeth itself. Verse 17, Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Verse 18, Whoso keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof, so he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. Verse 19, As in water face answereth the face, so the heart of man to man. Verse 20, Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. Verse 21, As a finding pot for silver, and the furnace for gold, so is a man to his praise. Verse 22, Though thou shouldest bray a fool in mortar among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his foolishness depart from him. Verse 23, Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. Verse 24 says, For riches are not forever, and doth the crown endure to every generation? Verse 25, The hay appeareth, and the tender grass showeth itself, and the herbs of the mountains are gathered. Verse 26, The lambs are for thy clothing, and the goats are the price of the field. Verse 27, Thou shalt have goats' milk enough for thy food, for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance of thy maidens. May God add a blessing to the reading, the hearing, and most importantly, the heeding or application of his word. Proverbs chapter 27.